Hello, everyone. I'm extremely happy that I'm getting to talk to all of you through a video. This is my first video to all of you, and I should thank this quarantine that I am going to talk to you through this video. You can keep this video, save this video as a proof of things that Cresta has done, as a point of conversation for you to have with your children, and you can also take screenshots as and when this video goes forward. Before I start this video and before I start giving you updates about this, I wish that all of you are extremely cautious, and I wish that all of you are healthy in these difficult times that our country is facing. In fact, the entire world is facing. It's extremely important that we maintain high hygiene standards, and also extremely important that we take care of each other in this difficult time. With that said, I should share with you that we had a small talk on coronavirus inside this campus much before it became a pandemic or was released as a pandemic. Uh, when the faculty came and gave the expert talk, he also said that we have to be extremely cautious and share multiple things with the students. You can certainly take an update from your children about what that person spoke and make sure that you implement everything that he spoke. With that said, I'm going to start talking about few things that have happened inside this campus in the past 3 years. The reason that I'm making this video is so that you have a point of conversation for the next few days, because in the past 3 years there are multiple things that this campus has done. I will fairly say that this is no less than a revolution in this industry of education. Um, every child inside this campus has been pushed to their limits, whether it be through events, whether it be through sitting inside classes, or whether it be by giving presentations or by competitions. Everything that we do inside this campus is only to push them more than what they believe they can do. With that said, I'm going to start sharing few updates. These updates will contain things that we have done inside this campus: industrial visits, expert talks, foreign trips, additional trainings, um, measures that we have taken to make sure that education is given to them at the highest level. Also, there are things that students have done and I'm extremely proud of. And in the end, I'm also going to talk about the fees for the next semester. So I wish that you bear with me for the next 15-20 minutes, and I'm going to share with you one by one about the multiple things that have happened inside this campus. Please remember that you are free to take screenshots as and when I speak. Use these screenshots as a point of conversation with your children, and for children, use this screenshot as a point of conversation with your parents. It's extremely important to understand that faculty, parents, students, and everybody involved inside this campus goes hand in hand and remembers the reason that they have joined Cresta. With that said, I'm going to start with the campus updates for all of you. So my first slide is about introducing our faculty. It's impossible to accomplish the task that I have set for myself, that is of making sure that this education revolution stays here forever, and making sure that every child is educated to a point where he can make his own decisions, and to a point where he can start trusting his intuitions. With that said, I have extremely experienced faculty, yet young, and extremely dedicated and passionate faculty working with me. I'm extremely blessed that I have a team that is so supportive and that is so strong, and that come every morning with only one intention, and that is of making sure that they teach all the life skills that your children require. So, Dr. Rakesh, he is our principal, and he's completed his PhD recently. I congratulate him on completing his PhD. Alongside, he's done his MBA, MCom, KSET in Commerce and Management. He's been serving as the principal of this campus from the past 2 years and has an experience of around 10 years. The next in line is Dr. Srinivasan. He's completed his PhD in management. He's done his MBA, BE, NET, extremely qualified, and has been teaching from 20 years. He has joined us as the HOD for BCom. Next in line is Praveen sir. He's completed his PhD, or rather pursuing his PhD, and completed his MBA. He's the HOD of BBA. He's run his own business for 7 years. He's been the campus placement officer in prestigious universities in Mysore and teaches theory subjects inside this campus. Shreyas sir, he has completed his MTech has been the HOD of BCA from when the department has started, and is an expert at computers. Guru sir, Saira ma'am, Jasmine ma'am, Chiranjeevi sir, Nisha ma'am, Lakshmi ma'am, Amreen ma'am, Sharmila ma'am, Mavir ma'am, and Nayana ma'am. All of them have been a part of this campus from multiple years, have been teaching from multiple years, and are extremely passionate about teaching. All their qualifications and all their effort is always going to be to make sure that your child learns what is required. My only request to you is to make sure that the children that are admitted inside this campus sit inside the class. And for this, I require the support of parents. Make sure that the only thing that your student needs to do or your child needs to do is to attend classes. And you can be rest assured that he's going to have a great career in the future. Not only a great career, but I can also assure you that he's going to be a leader in whatever field he is going to set his foot in. With that said, that's the faculty team of Cresta. All their contact numbers, all their email IDs are available with your children. You can talk to them anytime. They are available to have conversations with you. If you want any help regarding your business, if you want any help regarding your child's career, these are all available, and their qualifications and their experiences have been put for your reference. The next thing that I'm going to talk about is an extremely important part of a student life. Only when a child sees 150 different things can he come up with 300 different plans. Uh, well, for that to happen, it is extremely important that children visit industries that are role models, visit industries that are doing extremely well, visit industries that are processes and that these students can learn from. So industrial visits have always been one of my key promises and one of my key deliverables inside this campus. We've done multiple industrial visits, and I'm going to talk about it one by one. I request you to talk about these industrial visits. Ask your children what they liked, what they loved, and what they learned from these industries. So these are the few industries that we have taken our students to. The first is TVS. Well, we all know TVS two-wheeler business. It's their manufacturing and assembly unit in Mysore. TVS sells around 15 to 20 lakh bikes a year, and every every time we go on the road, we see some bike of TVS roaming around, and it's a huge MNC. Started in India, extremely doing well, and we are lucky that this industry is in Mysore. I'm sure, though, all of you have lived in Mysore for so long, most of you wouldn't have seen the industry inside. A lot of students don't even know that such an industry exists in Mysore, and our students were privileged to have a visit to TVS in Mysore. The next we took them was Excel sewage treatment plant. Well, this is my first batch of students, and we took them here so that they understand how Mysore became the cleanest city in India, and how this particular sewage treatment plant is contributing to making sure that we have a safe, hygienic, and clean city to live in. The next, we took them to NIE Mysore. It's an engineering college. They have an excellent startup hub, and I wanted our children to have a look at it, to have conversations with them, so that in the future these students can partner with these people who are taking care of such amazing technological innovations. So NIE and ICER, Center for Renewable Energies and Sustainable Technologies, was their first visit. Uh, well, you can know more about what happened inside this industry with your children. Certainly have a chat with them about it. The next, the children visited IKP in Bangalore. Well, IKP is an incubation center and a startup hub. There are more than 70 and 80 startups that are working in IKP right now. This incubation center has some amazing innovation technologies that are running inside, like electronic bikes, coffee machines, and product designing firms, and multiple things that run inside the startup center. So our students had the privilege of meeting a lot of founders in IKP and also see the entire facility. I wish that some of them will be inspired to start off on their own, come up with a good idea, and then work using these resources. The next, they visited Featherlight Industries. It's a 1,000 crore plus turnover company, started in India, completely family run business. our students were extremely privileged to have visited this plant to understand how a family business also can become such a big and huge company. Well, it started a few years ago, around 30 years ago, and today every office in India has a chair from Featherlight. They have big facilities in Bangalore, and our students were a part of making sure that they understand and learn from this particular industry. Well, next we took them to Bemel in Mysore. A lot of them don't even know that defense equipments are made in Mysore, and Mysore is world known for this particular industry. It's a very highly disciplined industry, and this is one place what I believe should be a role model for any person who starts a factory. So our students learned from this particular industry. Next, our students visited the Google campus in Singapore. Well, Google campuses across the world are extremely well known, and especially the Google campus inside Singapore is extremely well known for the kind of atmosphere, facilities that they provide for their employees. I wish that some students grow in their career and reach heights where they are working in these offices, impacting the entire world. And this is one of the best campuses that you can visit in your lifetime. In addition to that, we've done multiple industrial visits, but I will leave it at this just for you to understand that you should have conversations with your children about these industries that they have visited. Well, the next that I'm going to talk about is expert talks. One of the biggest problems of Indian education system, and one of the biggest problems that uh, Mysore faces, is that the industry and the education that is given to our children don't go hand in hand. Well, this is my effort to make sure that this goes hand in hand, and hence I organize through the help of my faculties and all the resources that are available to me, uh, by writing emails, by calling them, by following up with them multiple times, and making sure that they come to this campus, give a talk to our children, so that our children know what is happening in the real world and are prepared for the real world. Well, some of the some of the expert talks that our children have attended, and some of the people who have been a part of these expert talks. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody who's come and given their time and spent time with our children inside this campus. Mr. Kishore from Createment Events, well, he gave a talk on management. He's been instrumental in bringing amazing people to Mysore, like Vivek Bindra, Kaur Gopal Das, and multiple other people. Sumant Prabhu, he's the CEO of Kidvento. He spoke about the essential skills on entrepreneurship. It's a startup that has raised around 2 to 3 CR of funding. Mr. Chandan, he's the human resource manager of Jockey Industries. We all know Jockey, and it's an extremely big brand. He spoke about people management and human resource skills. Mr. Ramani N. He spoke about something very precise, and that is 10 steps to be a global manager. He's from Audiotech Bangalore, and an extremely well-renowned uh, faculty from Bangalore. Dr. Kaveri Mishra, she came down to Mysore and spoke to our children. She's from MIT University, New Delhi, one of the biggest universities of this country. We had Mr. Pancham from Anuprayas, who came and spoke about the different social aspects of what a child should be aware of. Well, he's extremely instrumental in making sure that the blind in India have a blind-friendly environment. And one of the examples is, if you go to the railway station, you will see a braille board. The entire map has been put near the staircase, and he's been instrumental in bringing this to multiple railway stations, airports, to make sure that we are a blind friendly country. And he's been a very big inspiration for multiple people. Dr. Bala Subramaniam, he is the head of Vivekananda Leadership Summit. He's also one of the key people who takes care of multiple hospitals, runs an entire village, and has made it self-developed. Well, Dr. Balasubramaniam is on the board of multiple universities like Harvard, and he's been to our campus multiple times, has a chat with our students, and also told them how they can become leaders like how he has become. Mr. Kushal Aradhya, Mr. Kaushik, who came from Rishihood University in Delhi, stayed with us for a week, had multiple chats with students. Multiple students had discussions about various universities. He's one of the youngest people who has done a doctorate in education development, and he was here for a week to talk to our students. Mrs. Soni, she's from ISBI, one of the most renowned business schools. She gave our students a talk on how group discussions and personal interaction skills happen, so that when our students go for interviews, they are well prepared and they know exactly what they have to do. Rajiv sir joined us from SP Jain. He has been awarded by the president for his communications, and a very well renowned faculty from SP Jain. He's been teaching and has taught more than 1 lakh students about communication skills. He was here with us for 4 days, updating my faculty, updating my students, and all of them about multiple things that happen in and around the world. Kita ma'am, the head of Vista Minds in Mysore, has come to our campus multiple times, spoken about what are the opportunities available for students, and also taught spoken English classes inside this college. Mr. Varun Ranga, a lot of students joined for fashion business management in this college in their first semester. We have successfully completed 1 semester of fashion business management with Mr. Varun Ranga. And we had Nitin George from cryptocurrency, who spoke about cryptocurrency, and he's from Kerala. Well, we all know about blockchain technology, but a lot of us have only heard the name. Our students are equipped and have learned how this cryptocurrency works. Mr. Snehal Aigur, styling and personal grooming class was taken by him. He's the founder of Beyond Talas and extremely well known in Mysore. They had a chat with Mr. Rajat from IKP in Bangalore, who runs a coffee vending machine business. They spoke to Mr. Joseph Paulson from InnoMinds Academy. They spoke to Mr. Harish Machaya from Mysore. He's been the head trainer in Infosys for multiple years and has read more than 3,000 books in his lifetime. Mr. Amit from Campus E-Clubs and Activities, Dr. Suhas. Dr. Suhas was here talking about coronavirus and making sure that our students are aware about what are the sanitization practices and making sure about hygiene practices. This was way before the lockdown, and this was way before coronavirus was established as a pandemic. So we were well ahead of time, and most of the times we are well ahead of time. And this is just a small proof, and this is just a small reminder that we care for you, and this campus is always going to be preparing your children for the worst. Okay. Next in line is the training certificates that our students have got. Well, we partnered with a company called Warhorse, who teaches multiple courses inside this campus, from entrepreneurship, communications, debate and logic to theater. Our students have done all these 4 certificates. A lot of students have not done it. A lot of students have done it. Students who have done it will receive certificates from it when time comes. We had a faculty who came down from Bombay and has been working in Yahoo for a very long time, has taught web designing in our campus. We've partnered with SDM IMD Sports Management team, and they have taken a certification program on sports management. We've had digital marketing certification from a company called Fred, and they've been extremely good at what they have done. They got laptops. They made sure that students run stimulations. So if you guys have businesses, if any one of you are listening to me, please make sure that you utilize your children's capacities in this field. It's almost a free marketing job, and I think every business should have a digital platform to enhance their customer base. Our students are well equipped with this through our certificate. We had an excellent training session on stock market, about how they can save money, how they can invest money, how they should start early, and make sure that they don't spend all their money on things that are not necessary. We had the stock market certification recently. A lot of students attended it and have learned a lot from it. We've taken a course on Tally and Excel separately. We've taught students the usage of Tally at the management level, how you can understand what is happening. This is an extremely important skill, especially if you are a student of commerce and management. We've had an Excel course for them because most of the activities that happen in organizations happen through Excel. 99% of the students who come out of undergraduate don't even know how to use Tally and Excel properly. Our students are equipped and are well trained on this particular course. All these training courses that I'm talking about have been 20 to 30-hour courses. They've been taught by industry experts. They've been taught by people from across the country. People have traveled from Delhi, Bangalore, Bombay, and multiple different cities. And we've got the best of the best faculty to teach this. The next thing that I'm going to share with you about is the academics that have happened inside the campus, and how we've been doing our job. What are our initiatives to make sure that your children score well? Well, Cresta has defined its academic excellence in 5 different points. First, being cultivating a climate of continuous improvement, teaching to clear learning goals for every student, building curriculum that is rooted in rigorous standards, developing social and emotional skills necessary for academic growth, challenging all learners to move forward from their own learning curriculum. Well, just to put it in simple terms, um, it's extremely difficult if you ask your children uh, that how they give their presentations. Well, um, we never let any student down, nor we let any student think that they are extremely good at it. We always make sure that there is a difficulty level in whatever they are doing. My entire job inside this campus is to test their skills. If a student is at 90, my job is to bring him to 91. If a student is at 50, my job is to bring him at 51. If a student knows 10 skills, my job is to bring him to 11 skills. Well, if a student has taken even 2 or 3% improvement in his life, I feel my job is well done. And this is always going to be Cresta's motto, and this is always going to be Cresta's job. Cresta has simple 4 pillars for its academic excellence. One, that every student should be a global citizen. Second, that there should be an international network. Well, how we establish international network? We've started off with Singapore. In the future, we are going to take our students to Dubai. Well, I should tell you, when we took them to Singapore, it was at a very less cost. They met multi-million-dollar startups. They stayed in a startup hostel. They went to mega universities. They went to LinkedIn office. They went to Google office. They've seen automatic Volvo buses. Well, the international network that these students have created is mega. Alongside, all our faculties take multiple courses with international universities to make sure that they are also updated. So that's my second point. The third pillar of academic excellence at Cresta is that there should be a perspective of global challenge and of local impact. So we show them the entire world, and I wish that every child makes sure that he has a positive impact locally on this community. Uh, we encourage students from diverse backgrounds, and we have students from more than 55 schools and colleges studying with us, from more than 7 cities studying with us. There are students who have traveled from different parts of this state and are studying with us right now. Well, all of you would have seen that your children have a big fat book for every subject. Well, I started this particular initiative in our second year. We've never charged any student anything extra for this. Every semester, our teachers sit and make this workbook, work on making this workbook to make sure that there is a 30-70 map that is made on this workbook. 30% of the workbook is printed and 70% has to be filled by our children. And we do not encourage important questions. We do not encourage 10 questions that will be asked for the exam or 5 questions that will be asked for the exam. I think it's important that we learn every word that is available inside our workbook. And it is important that we learn with the idea of not clearing an exam, but we learn with the idea that this is going to be one of the most key resources that will help us grow in the future. With that said, this workbook is not um, an answer key. This workbook is not 10 important questions that will come for the exam. This workbook is a full-fledged workbook for any topic that has to be taught in BBA, BCom, or BCA. This workbook is given to these students. They might not understand the value of this workbook today, but after 5 years, 6 years, when they want to go back and learn something or understand something, this workbook is going to help them. Um, The next is internals. Well, we try and organize 3 internals every semester. If time permits, we make sure that every student should write this particular internals. We take multiple presentations, assignments. It's extremely difficult for a child, uh, and it's extremely rigorous, but it has to be done, and we have to keep them on their toes, and we do this very often. So with that, that's about the internals that happens inside this campus. Well, we have student support activities. We work diligently to ensure that we are preparing our students for a good master's college as well as a job. My final year students, one of them wants to become an actor, one of them wants to become a singer, one of them wants to travel, one of them is going to um, do a master's in economics, one of them has got a job offer from Singapore. And I should tell you that we've rejected that job offer because we didn't find it good enough. Uh, but there are multiple things that happen inside this campus. And the entire goal is to make sure that either they come out as an entrepreneur, or they get a job, or they join an MBA college that is much better than any college that my Swargians have ever been to. Our support services for academics. All educators work one-on-one with students or in small groups. I have always believed that this campus should have a very good student-teacher ratio. Our classroom sizes are extremely small, uh, and we don't care about how many students sit inside the class. What we care about is whoever sits should make sure that they learn something inside this class. Um, all the faculties know every child's parents, what the child does, what the student does in their pastime, what they do inside the college, what they are good at, bad at, and that's the kind of relationship we build with every student, both inside and outside of the classroom. So we make sure that every student takes personal stock, keeps academic readiness, and Cresta always supports them in their application, scheduling, dates, family meetings, etc. I also speak to their parents. When your final year comes, you will see that I'm going to have conversations, push you forward, do everything that I have in my capacity to make sure that you get into something that you deserve. Um, my next slide is about one more very important thing. Well, in India, it's extremely less that at undergraduate level students opt for internships because of reservations of parents and reservations of children. I think how much you can learn by working, you can never learn inside the classroom. So not too many, but even then, at least 2 or 3 internships are a must when you are inside this campus. We have multiple opportunities, multiple interviews that come in. A lot of time our students fail internships. A lot of time our students fail these interviews, but we have to keep going. You have to keep pushing your child and at least make sure they take 2 internships in 3 years. Some of the internships that have happened inside this campus and where maybe 2, 3, 5, or 6 students have been a part of. One is GRS Fantasy Park. We all know that. Pan Orbit from Bangalore. We sent one student for an internship over there. Silicon Road in Mysore. Well, we took them for the interviews. It's sad that Silicon Road couldn't do well and our students couldn't do internships over there, but we still took them through the entire process. There are students who've done internships in Allen Solly, in Kidvento, Radiant Sports, Media Monk, Mysore Book Club, Bayside Media Camp, Learning Links Foundation. So there are students who have worked with the US consulate. Well, it's a rare opportunity in India to get such an opportunity. We've partnered with them and they provide internships to our students. At least 1 or 2 students get an internship with them. One of our students has done an internship in LG in Hyderabad, createment events, ethnic shades and arts in Mysore, iPopeye ads, Milap, Vedam Technologies, Sutra Cafe, Adwin, Mysore. So multiple things, multiple internship opportunities will keep coming up. Usually these internships will happen in the semester break. Make sure that your children attend it and make sure that you keep asking them whether they've got an internship or not. These are simple, nice photos of my students, making sure that they are contributing wherever they are interning. Management fests and sports report. Well, there are multiple management fests that happen inside the city, and there are multiple sports events that happen inside the city. My next slide is about our students and what measures we've taken and what activities our students have done in these fields. So the first initiative by Cresta is that the college core management festing teams were formed through an intra-college management fest, which happened for 2 days. And this is the team that represents this college in these management fests. Well, we form this team every year once, and whoever comes at the top of it gets an opportunity to represent this campus in multiple places. The initiatives that we have taken are all the team members of this core team are provided with suits that they will be wearing while representing the college. College takes care of all the registration fees of these events. College provides sometimes transportation also for these events. And these are some extremely small things, but this is how we encourage our students to participate and compete. So these are students who won multiple competitions. You can see them one by one. I'm extremely proud of these students. They've taken my name and this campus's name forward. You know, I can show you the multiple awards that this campus has that I proudly keep with me inside my cabin. So sports is an extremely important part of life, and these are the multiple objectives that we make sure that we achieve. We improve academic performance through sports, we develop fitness habits, we provide mental and emotional benefits, we build specific skills, and we maintain a positive spirit through our activities. Initiatives taken by Cresta: registration fees for all official sports events of the university. Jerseys are provided to the college representing team. Equipment to practice is provided once for the entire semester. The college helps the team to finalize a coach for activities, and we provide the cost of coach for 10 hours a month. Sports ground with floodlights for evening practice is also something that I have made. The infrastructure has developed, and students can start playing, families can start playing and utilizing this campus in the evening. You know, come down with your family, come down with your children, play a sporting event, play cricket, play basketball. Our ground is equipped, and I'm ready to host all of you. This is our basketball team, our cricket team, our football team, winners of this football match that we had. The next is the cultural report. Well, I'm a strong believer that without culture, there is nothing that we can hold dear to ourselves. And hence, there are multiple cultural activities that we have inside this campus. Our students have celebrated Ganesh Chaturthi, our students have celebrated Halloween night. Uh, we've had a fashion event called Mukabla. We've celebrated Teachers Day. All the students honored their teachers, and I'm extremely thankful to the students for organizing this. We partnered with Vijay Karnataka to have a fashion event uh, where our students had an opportunity to meet celebrities, to walk the ramp, to be mentored by such great people of that industry. We've had Christmas parties. We've participated in Yuva Sambrama. We've had a puja, the annual puja of this campus. We every year have a Snatra puja, which is a part of the Jain religion that I belong to. And through this particular puja, I wish that every student and every faculty grows inside this campus. We celebrate Independence Day, we celebrate Republic Day, and multiple other events. Well, some of the code of ethics that are implemented inside the campus that all of you should know. Well, all members of this college community will not discriminate against anybody on any bias. There are some classroom codes. You can take a screenshot. You can make sure that your children don't do any of these things, because the moment they start doing this, it gets the entire class disturbed. And I believe that all of them studying inside this college are adults, and parents are responsible enough to make sure that children don't do these things. Please don't call them during class hours, because that's one of the biggest complaints we keep getting from faculties. Attendance, well, the college has an app. It's called Fredina. A lot of parents know about it. There is a login portal for parents. There is a login portal for students. The attendance report, the examination report, the marks cards, the fees, everything is updated on that app. We are a completely digital friendly campus. We want you guys to be updated. please take the login details from your children and utilize this app and see what your child is up to. Dress code, well, from this year, as a campus, we have decided that we are going to implement uniforms, and the uniforms have already been given to given to your children. We've not charged anything extra for that, and these uniforms have to be worn on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. And on Wednesday and Saturday, we are going to have different kinds of dress codes for these students. And it is compulsory that every student comes in formals, even on a Wednesday and Saturday. Leave rules, please take a screenshot of this. Make sure that your child knows that he has to take the permission of the HOD. Make sure that you ask your child for the permission letter. If it is genuine, we certainly give the permission for a student to not attend classes. Whatever it is, the student has to make sure that he has a minimum of 85% attendance. Well, this is something that is extremely close to my heart. This is not a commitment on the prospectus. This is not something that Cresta has committed to children. This is something that is purely out of my passion. This is something that I believe is extremely important, and I partner with multiple training companies who come to this campus and teach multiple people, and our students are a part of it. We don't charge anything extra for this, but it costs the campus a lot. So we've taken our students to Chennai. The training cost is always bared by the campus. Only the transportation, boarding, and lodging is borne by the students, borne by the campus, and only the transport is borne by the students. We've taken them to National Achievers Conference in Chennai, where they met multiple mentors and trainers, world-renowned trainers and mentors inside that, like Rajiv Talreja and many more renowned faces like him. We took them to Prasad Bidappa Institute for 4 days, where they learned personal grooming, where they learned how to be successful in life, where they learned how they can transform their behavior from campus to corporate. It was a 4-day training program. We didn't charge anything to the students. Only their boarding and lodging had to be taken care by the student. We've taken our students to IIM Bangalore for an entrepreneurship conference, which was a 3-day conference. We negotiated a deal. We were the only undergraduate college that was participating inside this conference. People from across the world, from background of politics, from background of startups, from backgrounds of multi-million-dollar companies like Uber, Ola, and mad over marketing, and multiple things happening in that conference. Our students were a part of it. I'm pretty sure they've learned a lot about it. Parents, please take a report of what they learned from this. We've taken our students to Dravid Padukone Sports Academy. We've taken our students to Singapore at a very, very minimal cost of somewhere around 34,000 or 35,000. It's impossible to go for a 7-day trip to Singapore in that much cost, but we've had multiple partners like National University of Singapore, Amity University, who took care of our students. Our students stayed in an excellent hostel. Our students traveled in the local transport. They went to multiple industries. I think every student should once at least go for an international trip in this 3 years that they have inside this campus. Please make sure that you send your children for this. We've taken them on treks to Chamundi Hill and multiple small places in and around Mysore. We've taken them to Sprout Box, organized classes over there. Sprout Box is in Mall of Mysore, and it's a co-working space in Mysore. So students saw how co-working spaces work. They learned how to make business plans and business models. We've taken them to Silicon Road. We've given them exercises on coffee shops to understand what are the business essentials and how coffee shops work in and around Mysore. Students demanded that they want to do a model training. Some students came and spoke to me, so hence I got the team of Glam Mania to do this entire event for 10 days. Students were not charged anything extra. The entire cost was taken care by the campus. Eden Synergy, this is an HR certification program. It was a 10-week program. If a student has to do this program by himself, he has to spend a minimum of 80 to 90,000. We provided this particular program for every student who wants to do it for free. We had a 3-day training program with Harish sir. He charges somewhere around 7,000 to 8,000 per student. It was an intensive training on building the right career and on goal setting. We had a one-day workshop with Chaitra ma'am, and that was also again about goal setting. We've had people from Vadvani Foundation who've come down. Vadvani Foundation is been at the top of startup clubs and entrepreneurship ecosystem establishments and campus. So they've come, spoken to our students about startups and campus ventures. CA and CS is provided to all the students who require it. Well, we couldn't provide CA and CS inside the campus, but we partnered with Excel Academy. It is not charged uh, for any student. Anybody who wants to do CA and CS can let our principal Rakesh sir know or their HOD know, and the coaching will start immediately. There are batches of these coachings, and one batch will be attended by the students. uh, for some students who have attended, I'm also happy to announce that 2 students have cleared CS Foundation and 2 students have cleared Chartered Accountancy through this campus. So if you're a parent who wants your child to do CS, it's available for free inside this campus. Please utilize it. Well, we've had multiple events inside this campus. Events are a integral part of this campus. It is one place where we test whether the student has utilized his capabilities, utilized his learnings from the classroom. This is a way to bring students out of the zone of learning and to the zone of implementing. We've had Escapade 1 and 2. Ask your children what the event is, how the event happens. We've had Crestival 1 and 2. We have a student council who takes care of these things, actively participates and communicates to all the students about various activities. We've had 6 open mics. More than 3,000 people have attended these open mics over the past 6 open mics. We've had more than 200 people performed. Some of them have gone to become very well-renowned stage artists, and I'm extremely proud that students have well organized these things. We've had a sports tournament inside the campus. All the students were a part of it, and it was a fun time. And I believe sports is extremely important. Pursue your students to participate in these tournaments. We've had a cultural fest called Ugly. We were supposed to organize it again, but because of coronavirus and because of so many other reasons, this couldn't happen this year. This year, we've also partnered with Under 25 Summit. Under 25 Summit is one of the most reputed organizations. It is a dream of a 21, 22, 23-year-old to go on that stage. I'm extremely happy that we have partnered and we have convinced them to come to Mysore, and our students are going to organize this event, meet outstanding people by the who have um, done extremely good work inside this country. And Under 25 Summit is going to be one of the biggest and best events of this campus. It's going to happen next semester. Because of the lockdown, we couldn't do it this semester. We are going to do this, and I'm extremely happy, and I'm going to make sure that this is one of the biggest learning achievements of this campus. We've had Dig Up for BCA students from across Mysore. 20 teams from different colleges participated. It was 5 rounds. Our students organized the event. They learned a lot. An extremely well organized event by the BCA department. Last but not the least, I have shared with you about industrial visits. I've shared with you about the uniform. I've shared with you about expert talks. I've shared multiple things with you. I know I was very fast in this video. We will talk about this in the future. All the certificates are ready with me. There are students who have got 12 certificates, 10 certificates, 8 certificates. There are students who attended 18 expert talks out of 21 expert talks. There are students who have 90% attendance. There are students who have scored 100 on 100 in multiple subjects. Well, there are students who have done extremely well. I'm very, very happy to say that every student of this campus has been a part of at least a few things. Their certificates are ready with me. Their recommendation letters are ready with me. Their reports are ready with me. We are going to organize this certificate exchange for all of you, where your parents will be extremely proud and you will realize how much effort this college has put and how much effort your child has put in making sure that their career is on the right path. It's going to happen very soon. We just need to come out of those difficult times, and we are going to organize this event. It's going to be an extremely proud day, and I again invite you all to be a part of that event. I will keep updating you about when that event is going to happen. With that said, we've recently had a yoga class online to make sure that a student's mind, body, and heart is all in the right place, and that they are healthy in all the three fundamentals of life. We've done multiple presentations online. We are completely prepared, and we are completely ready to take everything online. And even if this pandemic grows, God forbid, we are still prepared to take every class. Our faculty is working day in and out to make sure that every class happens no matter what. I know there are some network issues in some places. It doesn't matter. Make sure that your children attend these classes. Make sure that your children attend these presentations. Last but not the least, this is something that is that I have been working on from the past 3 years. I'm very, very happy, and I'm extremely thankful to the industry that has come forward, to the students who have come forward and have helped me build such amazing connections across this city, across the state, and across this country. The cost of educating when we started off this campus was extremely high because the industry and the parents both were not ready, and both were not understanding that this is exactly how education should happen. Today, we have 200 students inside this campus, and I'm extremely happy that we've cracked amazing partnerships across the world with multiple people, and the cost of education has come down drastically because of these partnerships. I should be thankful to my students because the first point of conversation was because of them. I started knowing these organizations, I started talking to these training companies is because of them, because of the extremely hard efforts of every teacher of this campus, of the principal, and of the HODs. For the next year, we are going to do everything that we have done for the past year. We are going to do better training programs. We are going to add more things to this. We are going to do special events. We are going to do multiple things inside this campus. And your children will not be charged even 1 rupee more. And from this particular year, we have reduced the fees across our departments. I'm going to share the fees coming up next in the next slide. So this is the fees of Cresta from 2020. And because of coronavirus, I know the economy has been hit very hard. Parents might not be able to afford the fees. There is a difficult time. So we've renegotiated with all our partners, with all the organizations. We've renegotiated and made sure that the quality of delivery is improved drastically and the cost of delivery is reduced drastically. With that said, I'm going to share the fees for all of you for next year, and this is going to be a uniform fees for the entire campus. Doesn't matter what you negotiated, doesn't matter what you spoke about. This fees is the least fees of the city. We've done amazing partnerships, all this work, and we are going to do much more, many more events, many more trainings, and we are going to continue doing our job. The only request I have is please support us in this. Make sure that the student always, this campus always has students. Make sure that you always give us that respect. Make sure that our teachers are always respected. And please make sure that you take care of your children by having conversations about things that we have done. So the fees for the next year is going to be extremely low for all students. For BCom, the entire tuition fees is going to be 52,300. It includes your workbooks, your facilities, your uh, training programs, your expert talks, everything, your industrial visits, everything. The only thing it doesn't include is your travel costs when we go for trips. Other than that, it's going to include everything that that I have spoken about and everything that this campus does. So your tuition fees is going to be only 52,300 divided by the semester to 29,360 and 26,150. The fees has to be paid before the semester starts. For BBA, it's going to be 35,860 for semester 1 and 32,650 for semester 2. So semester 5 and semester 6, or semester 3 and semester 4, or semester 1 and semester 2. For BCA, the fees is going to be 36,760 for the first semester and 32,650 for the second semester. This is the fees that is going to be across the college. I've reduced it drastically for everybody because I know the economy is hit because of coronavirus, and I know better than ever that education is the only way, awareness is the only way, and literacy is the only way that we can come out of such difficult times. I hope that my students have had a good time with me. I hope that all the parents have learned something out of this particular presentation that I'm sharing with you. I know it's a long presentation, and I thank you for being a part of this particular presentation. I'm available. Your children have my number. Your children also know how to reach me on my email, on my WhatsApp, on my Facebook, Instagram. I'm always available for my students, and all my faculty is always available for all of you. Talk to us. Let us know what you require. If you have any suggestions for next year, certainly please give it. You can send a message to me, send a message to Rakesh sir or all the HODs or any of the faculties as far as possible. If it is on the course of the vision of this campus of making every student a global citizen, I will certainly make sure that it is implemented. And I promise you that the next year and the next semester is going to be even better than the last semester. um, I'm hoping that we come out of this pandemic very soon, and I'm hoping that all of us come out hale and healthy. Please take care of yourselves, and please make sure that all of you are as excited as I am for the next semester. As and when we keep getting updates about the lockdown, we will let you know. We will have this event very soon. Your exams are going to come up, and I wish you all the best. Please utilize this time to study. I'm going to stay in touch, and we are going to continue having classes online. Thank you very much, parents, for listening to me. I'm always around. Please let me know. Thank you.